and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the tailor.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's having.
Welcome to the installment of the Screen Squad.
Wow, we started with incest, huh?
No one heard that, but now they did.
All right, cool. Sweet.
Welcome back. Like always, I'm Vinny.
I'm Ozzy.
Anna.
This week we're talking about the movie we talked about a couple times already, and we decided let's just go ahead and review it. 1987's The Barbarians, the Conan parody-ish type of movie.
No,
I don't think it's
not
a
even
parody.
No, they were taking it serious.
Was it?
It's a gem.
It's. I mean, it's funny. It's one of those where the Barbarian brothers are definitely out of place.
David and Peter Paul.
Yeah, Peter, Paul, and Mary are definitely out of place. Like I think the main characters in this movie are really they're just acting at themselves. Everyone else seems to be at least acting in some sort of movie, poorly, but it's a very, very weird movie. 1987. They make some weird movies.
Yeah.
No, not a weird movie. Makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
It's better than that garbage we watched before, Cyborg.
well, it is 100. No, actually, it is a lot. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun. Even though it's like cheesy and the special, like some of the special effects are just god awful. Like that giant penis dragon.
Comes out of his shaft. He's a grower now.
I don't even know how that is even a dragon. It's like that's one of those bad theme park animatronics.
It was like that Freddy. That Freddy Krueger, the one that
Looks like
eats
Wiener.
Nancy in Dream Warriors. Is that Dream Warriors? Yeah.
The part 3, yeah. Yeah. It's just a really like bad looking. But it's okay. It's the movie is about pretty much there's a band of
Gypsies.
Yeah, they're gypsies, right? And they have this they are carrying this ruby that supposedly gives the holder like power over
Life,
the like land
art,
or whatever.
Music.
They're bohemian, right? And
Hey, it might fit my belly button.
Chocolate.
if you ate it,
He did.
that's true. And so you have they get captured, they get defeated or captured and beat up and sold into slavery by a warlord. What was his name? Kadar, right? Which is a weird look. Where have I seen that guy? What other movies was he with that guy and the bad guy?
He's in a lot of movies. Always a bad guy too.
It's Richard Lynch, right?
He's in that Chuck Norris movie. He's also in Halloween.
He also has his
The principal.
he's a guy. His face is burned, right? Because he has that like stretchy skin. Like I think he did suffer something like that. But
Freddy?
wow, this guy, what's his name? Richard Lynch. Richard Lynch, yeah.
Lynch?
But he's been in a bunch. He has been in a bunch of movies. But I know I've seen him I've seen him a lot of stuff. But yeah, every time.
Yeah, you see him. Once you see him, you're like, oh, it's this guy.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that is you're right. He's always a bad guy, right? I don't think I've ever
It's
seen
the
him as a
same
good
as-
guy.
It's the same as Michael Berryman, the Dirt Master.
Well, he's
That's-
barely in the movie, but he's
But
always
you see him everywhere too. He's in a lot of stuff.
yeah.
well,
Heels
and,
have eyes.
Yeah, that's all I can
That's
think
what I
of
know
off
him
the
the
bat.
most. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Weird Science.
No, I know he's in
So
some.
he's always like some weird like henchman that.
Yeah,
I think he's in. Is he in Golden Child too?
I think so. Yeah,
Is he?
I think so.
Hmm.
You true.
I,
Let's see. Look it up. 1980.
he was in The Crow. In a deleted scene.
What the hell? Oh, there you go. What's this?
I don't.
I know
I,
he's one of the patients in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, you're looking that up.
yeah,
so-
I'm looking at it. I don't think he's in. I don't think he's in
No.
The Golden Child at all.
I've seen that movie. That's a great movie.
No, he's not.
Love Golden Child.
He's not in the Golden Child.
No,
No, I don't. I don't see that
okay.
as a credit.
he looks like the live walking version of the Toxic Avenger.
That's where they got the idea. But he's been in He's been in like Star Trek. But I mean, I think the biggest one that I remember is he's in the poster for the original Hills Have Eyes, right? He just has that face, even though he's not in the movie, and all he does is like some weird yells. You can't mistake his face. That's the thing, is like he has that unique face that you haven't seen from, and like you don't see anywhere else.
It's like that. It's like when you see Danny Trejo. Like you're like, oh, I know who that is.
Oh,
Like, he got that face that cuts glass.
yeah.
Yeah, but everybody knows who Danny Trejo is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, before it was like, hey, who's a tough brown dude? There you go. That's Danny Trejo. Who's the dude with the tattoo of the lady in a sombrero on his chest?
I mean, and I'm always all for sword and sorcery movies, right? Conan, not the Jason Momoa Conan, but Conan. You got. I'll even watch
Sonya.
I even watch Call of the Conqueror with Kevin Sorbo. I'll even take that one, right?
No,
they're enjoyable.
Not Red Sonja.
Not yeah.
That over Red Sonja.
I would watch Call of the exactly. I would watch Call of the Conqueror over Red Sonja.
I don't know.
We never got Robert Rodriguez's Red Sonja. He probably would have had somebody do some weird spin and shoot randomly out of nowhere.
Like John Woo.
Yeah.
And we called a puñeta at some point.
He added that John Woo spin in the Book of Boba Fett at the very for no reason.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Hey, you gotta make it flashy.
That was a great show. Not
It had 2 great episodes.
again.
That were
turned into the Mandalorian.
That was that apparently were 2 episodes that were supposed to be from the Mandalorian season 3.
And Danny Trejo.
And you bring Machete in space. So,
There you
but
go.
the movie so the Barbarians, right? Sword and sorcery movie. I don't know what the budget was, but I feel like maybe they might have spent all of it on the dragon. And
Okay, we're gonna build the dragon.
and
I
all we
like the sets.
that's true. The sets do look really good. That swamp area where, and they spent money on it because they had to go back to it, right?
I think they just use the same one over and over again.
Yeah,
Like they didn't go different places. It's like same spot. Like, all right, at this time we're gonna film you doing this, and then we're done with that. Cool. Now come over here and do it this way. And we're just gonna mix it in.
I don't know, but so the movie follows the 2 brothers, right? Was it Gore and Kuchek, which are played by David and Peter Paul. As adults,
identical twins.
I can tell the difference. There's a difference in the face, right? Yeah, and there's a difference in the face. But they, as kids, after Kadar takes and sells all the gypsies into slavery, because they bit his finger off, which this movie does have like that gore stuff. If you think about it,
capture the gypsies.
he takes some of it. He takes the kids and he kills a
takes
whole
the women.
bunch. He takes the women and then
That's true.
yeah, right. And so
He rapes
and
the
the
horses and
horses.
pillages a woman.
yeah,
How'd I know you were going to say that? How'd I know you were going to say that?
because that's his favorite thing.
you
That's his
can't- you
favorite
can't.
thing to say. But
You can't.
because he's vindictive because the boys bit his finger off. He swears that they will never die by his hand as long as their leader Canary, which is I forgot who plays Canary at this point, but
Doesn't even matter.
because I guess he's in love with Canary. It's not really explained. Kind of, it is and it isn't, but because
Virginia Bryant.
oh, okay, well her. So
Ever heard dues?
well, because they bit his finger off, he swears that he won't ever die by his hand. But he does he gives them to Dirtmaster and his sorceress Evelyn, and they pretty much train them into becoming giant buff Conan looking type dudes, and train them to hate the guys that are torturing them, right? Just so that later, when they get old enough, they're pitted against each other to fight to the death.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to put my sons in that situation. Just tie them up to a thing, just like keep plowing, become giant muscle men.
They have big trunk-like legs at a certain point.
Yeah.
Then they'll lift you over their head and then throw you over your wall. But so
They called you a boulder. That's messed up.
well,
Yeah.
I calls it like I sees them. And no, so after that point, they get
That's cold.
they get put in a pit to fight each other to the death, which is not the greatest fight. It's a slow fight, but they are big hulking dudes, so you don't expect them to move fast. That's one of the things about them.
They said they couldn't really see through those masks when they were filming.
Well, you can tell those are some big, like their heads are huge. So those masks, those helmets, they're not even masks. They were helmets.
They don't even have necks anymore. I'm just saying they're like, holy crap.
They're just like they were the perfect fit for the movie. Well, weren't they called the Barbarian Brothers because of like them working out and stuff, like because of the way they worked out and the way they looked, which is
No,
like,
I don't think they were called
Yeah.
They were called the Barbarian Brothers after this movie.
Oh, was it after?
Their first movie? Yeah.
Yeah, because after this movie, they made a lot of movies that were knockoffs of other movies.
Yeah.
That was
they
their
made
thing.
knockoff.
They weren't in knockoff. That was Van Damme.
I know, but
That was Van Damme and Rob Schneider.
Schneider. Action movies.
That wasn't Judge Dredd?
Action extraordinaire, Rob Schneider.
Action hero, Robert Schneider.
Yeah.
He's in Judge Dredd, and isn't he in Demolition Man?
He's in Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, and he's in Knockoff with Van Damme.
That's right. That's my superhero right there.
That guy
Rob Schneider.
That guy gets around. The Animal, Hot Chick,
Yeah.
Knockoff.
Weirdly enough, don't hate Hot Chick.
No,
it's a
I
good
don't.
movie.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it.
I
Taquito.
don't hate Hot Chick.
Taquito. But so
I like
so
Deuce also.
yeah, the first one.
The first one.
The first Deuce.
So
So
I mean, the second Deuce is just comes out easy. Just
oh, come on now. Always go back to that. So now as adults, when they're pitted against each other, they escape. They kind of realize who they are once they see each other's face. Kind of, it's like one of the brothers thinks, "Why'd you steal my face?"
Hey,
Yeah,
you.
why'd you steal my face? Kind of thing. And then they escape, and then the movie just goes back, goes into it. This is a quick movie, right? It's like 100. It's like an hour and
it's not
20
that long.
minutes. An hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a brisk. It's
But
a
it
it's a
flies
quick movie.
'cause
Yeah.
it's good.
It's not.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie. I'm not gonna say it's good,
No, I
but
think
it's
it's
fun.
good.
But
The
it's fun.
story's good, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's one of those rare movies from the '80s or from my childhood that I remember that even now I enjoyed watching it when we finally found it, because it's really nowhere to be found. You can't find it. You can't buy it online.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
buy it on Blu-ray,
Blu-ray, yeah, you have to buy it on
right?
Blu-ray.
You have to buy physical media, or find it somewhere to stream like online.
Or
But-
if you could find the VHS we recorded it onto, it'd be nice.
Yeah. Say no to piracy.
From 1980.
Diga no a la piratería.
Right? So, but it is fun again. So from the moment after they escape, you have the whole, they go back and find which the gypsies don't live that far apparently from where they were held. So no one decided to even go try to save any of them. And now they went from being gypsies and peaceful people, or not peaceful, but like roaming people, to now being stuck and now being like killing people. They're
Violent.
capturing and killing people. Then when they get recognized that they were the two kids, right, that were taken as kids, then they set off to save Canary, which is the leader of the tribe. And you never see that dude again from the very beginning that she tells to go hide the ruby, unless he became the wolf, which they don't really explain, because then that Wolfman guy shows up out of nowhere, which that Wolfman face also has the same face as the dragon. They're really creative with creating their monster faces.
Yeah.
He's the same plaster, just kind of said, let's screw this. Here, put hair on it.
But so then, after all that happens, I think for me the
That's where they find what's her name, Eva LaRue.
yeah
What's her name? What's her character?
remember, but
not Sorsha.
I love you, Sorsha. I worship you, Sorsha.
What was her name? because they
Kara.
kept yeah,
Is it Kara?
Kara, yeah, Kara,
Kara.
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 It is Kara.
Same thing.
Right. So yeah, then she becomes a travel companion, which at no point do they ever bother, like, because that's the one thing that I didn't understand, because they were saying they kept telling her you're Kara, or whatever, right? They knew or something. It's just something was off on that point, where at the very end you find out that she did say she is Kara, and then she does become the new leader of the gypsies.
Could actually put the jewel right in their belly button and it won't fall out.
Yeah, but
Which is the weirdest thing. It's like if you can touch your back, you're the king. It's like, what?
Show me your belly button.
Okay. No, I don't know. I feel violated. Oof. How dare you?
No, I want to see that, all the lint. No, but I think the movie for me, I think
the stench.
Yeah. Oh, but I think the part for me that is when they go to the bar. Like the favorite scene, like the whole section for me, is when they go to the bar and then they're fighting, right?
The arm wrestling scene.
And the arm wrestling scene, like that whole thing was a lot of fun. Plus, when you get them in that swamp area, not necessarily the dragon, but it's mainly, I think, what makes this movie enjoyable is the brothers' interaction, because it just does feel out of place. Like at one point, I want to hear them say, "Dude, relax," or say something that just doesn't fit in that whole aesthetic of the sword and sorcery movie. But it's their interaction that I enjoyed the most.
I read an interview with David.
Don't lie, you don't read.
Paul, and he was talking about how the script was really bad, and they just reworded everything the way they spoke with California, the little mouth.
Yeah,
California.
Are you telling me a movie from the 80s was really bad?
This movie was not bad.
I mean, like
the script
wise,
like dialogue wise.
The dialogue. It's because I don't know. Did they film it in Italy or something like that?
I think so. I mean, it only came. It got a release on Blu-ray because of Italy. That was the only reason that we got a Blu-ray release. And originally, the Blu-ray release was a knockoff of the Italy one until we got an official release. Like it was a bootleg of the Italy one. So maybe, yeah, I'm sure it was filmed there. I mean, how much was it made for? I want to say it was like $30 and like a pack of like a 6-pack or something. Because
no way.
But it made $800,000.
$800,000?
Yeah, it made money.
How much was it made for?
So I'm trying to look for. I'm trying to see if
budget.
Yeah, $2.5 million.
All right, lost money.
Yep. It made nothing back. It literally. But I guess it says yeah they did film it in Rome. It was filmed in Rome. But again, I think for me the enjoyable thing about the movie is the fact that it was the interaction between the brothers, not necessarily anyone else. It's like
they talk like brothers.
I wonder if they were brothers.
I don't know.
So, but
I think so. They kind of looked alike.
Yeah, kind of. It was weird that they found two actors that look so similar.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah,
that's very hard to do.
They did the same thing with Harry Potter. I don't know how they did that, but the interactions, and I think because there's certain pieces, like again, set pieces of the movie, the fight where after the arm wrestling, that whole fight, then the swamp fight, but everything leads to it leads together, right? There doesn't feel like a lull. There's like no slowdown because again, the movie's only a little over an hour and 20 minutes. So it from the beginning it goes. I like the narration, kind of explaining the type of world that I'm gonna be in when I'm watching this movie. And
Corsican Brothers.
Yeah, similar, right? But not the Corsican Brothers.
First of all, Corsican Brothers is awesome. You take that back. It's awesome.
So it's not the Corsican Brothers, but you do get the
awesome.
Only thing is that one thing is maybe movies you could get a remake out of this one at one point, do something different with it. Or I would have done something. I would have done a better end fight scene. But I did like how they took that, like how they take down the bad guy at the end, literally launching the weapon straight into his chest. And again, this movie.
Wait, can I just say
is gory.
How stupid is that bad guy though? Because at the end, he tries to use the hand where he has no fingers to shoot. That's why he doesn't shoot him.
Yeah,
he's been living like that for what, 25 years now.
I had to have been. Well,
And
they
didn't
might have been.
remember?
They might have been what, 8 when they were taken in. I feel like that's the right age that they were. They looked like 8 years old. They probably got out in their 20s, late 20s. Yeah, it's been a long time. He should have gotten used to maybe using his other hand.
Yeah, it's that he had phantom fingers, I guess.
I guess phantom limb syndrome.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I read it somewhere.
but it's
No, it was read to you. Relax. How can you read? There's no pictures.
sponsored by Audible. No.
That sounds like
So no, but I really think that this movie does deserve people to watch it, right? Because if this movie is definitely one of those not known movies, and it's dumb fun. That's the thing about this movie.
Definitely.
It's just dumb fun, and it's you're not, if you're gonna go in expecting a Scorsese movie or expecting something that's high level, then yeah, you're not gonna be happy. But for an hour and 20 minutes, for what you get, it's not a bad movie. It's enjoyable, and it's
really fun to watch.
and it's like you hear the dialogue, and it's so cheesy. The movie looks, but it makes it fun. It's one of those movies that like people say, it's so bad that it's good, right?
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. The brothers are really good in this movie. I don't think I've ever seen another movie with them in it. This is the only movie I've ever seen them.
I know
in.
I've seen them in something where like they were wearing like those weird parachute pants and t-shirts.
Well,
like I think cops, and they had like fanny packs.
Must have been the 90s.
Well, I mean,
I know you can watch some of. I thought I saw there was a movie on YouTube, like a full movie of theirs.
I mean, they didn't make that many movies, right? So they did the Barbarians, right? They I guess
did a babysitting movie.
Yeah.
Don't they have like a Tango and Cash type movie?
They did a movie called Double Trouble. I haven't seen none of these movies. None of these movies on the list. They only did maybe
That's
like
not the Van Damme movie.
No, that's Double Impact. Double Impact.
Oh, Double Impact.
Double Impact. And
I
Not the Jackie Chan one.
It's weird because
That's Twin Dragons.
Got the wrong
Twin
movie.
Dragons.
Easy.
Just do not do a Google search on it. Just saying.
Van Damme's movie come out first. That's the first thing that shows up. But yeah, I've never seen another movie with them in it. But this movie, I think, is all I really need to watch of their movies, because I think out of all of them, this might be like just the most entertaining. And again, overall, it's not the
I
greatest
haven't
movie.
seen the others, so I don't know.
But overall, it's an entertaining movie. It's not boring. You're gonna, if you watch it, you're gonna sit down. It's an hour and 20 minutes of like just buff dudes, swords, a weird penis dragon, a werewolf,
Dragon with no hands, by the way.
a harem,
No hands,
a
no
harem,
nothing.
and then
It's more like a snake.
there's a harem, there's a canary, there's a ruby, there's a lot of midriff.
Yeah.
What more
You
can
know,
you
'cause-
want? There's a lot of dirt and sand and mountains.
You want?
I guess, I don't know. Like,
You got hill people.
yeah, you got weird dude with a horn.
eyes.
Yeah, with
Hills
a
with
horn on
eyes.
his head. You have a sorcerer. You have a sorceress. I mean, it's when I bring all that stuff together, it makes no sense why this movie works the way it works, but it does, and I think it works because of the brothers. I really think it's just because of them.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
is.
reason why it works, and why
Yeah,
it's
put-
enjoyable.
Put any two people in that. I mean, unless they're like Stallone and Kurt Russell, it doesn't really work.
Or Stallone and Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider,
Oh goddamn!
the dynamic duo. Come on
Or
now.
you can remake this with Rob Schneider and David Spade.
They don't look alike.
That's half the joke. We're twin brothers. Really? Yeah, we're identical. You see it?
Half the size.
Nah. They're all the pint-sized barbarians. Done. I named it. Done.
Perhaps. But if you get a chance, if you can find this movie anywhere, if you find it on Blu-ray, and
Let us know how you get it.
yeah,
how you got it.
seriously, shoot us a message, because we had to scour the internet for this movie. But if you find it, if you happen to come across it, definitely watch it. The Barbarians, 1987. It was released by, what was it? What was the studio that released it? Canon. It was Canon Films.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Canon
Remember how
released
we talked about Cyborg and we're like, hey, we didn't know what other movie does he fucking make? Like, oh, we did this one. Let's do this movie. That's literally our conversation.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, if you find it somewhere, watch it. Definitely check it out. I recommend it because again, it's just
me too.
it's just a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, you can't brag about it.
No.
Like, it's not a movie to brag about. Like,
It's better than other movies, even movies that are out now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not almost 3 hours long.
Better than Medea.
Oh yeah. There's a certain movie that came out recently that's almost 3 hours long. That at points drags. That's all I'm saying about that. We'll talk about that when everyone watches it. But definitely check out the Barbarians. David and Peter Paul. Is it which one? Who's the one that passed away? Peter or David?
David.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. And on that note, guys, this has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy.
And
We'll see you guys.
on that note.
Yeah.
On that note.
Death.
Yeah. What?
Like
always.
If I start talking about bowel movements, who knows?
All right. See you guys next week.
See you around, kid.